Louisa May Alcott's Little Women has been made into movies several times. This newest adaptation is set in modern times. So how is it? Do we even need it? Is it worth seeing? The March Girls are back. Meg, Jo, Beth, and Amy in Little Women. And this time it's a modern retelling of the classic story. And it took me a little while at the beginning to really warm up to it as I'm watching it, because the whole thing is basically like a Hallmark movie. That's how the production feels. It doesn't feel like big budget movie, and it also doesn't feel like just low budget trash. It's just kind of right there in that middle, like made for cable. This time the story is told in kind of a unique way, because it's not told in a linear fashion necessarily. It's told through flashbacks. So you have present day, and then it goes back 16 years, and then present day, and then 12 years, and so on, back and forth like that. And so it was kind of cool to see, because it was a different take on the way that this story is normally told. Except though that at some points it was really confusing at who was who, because you had Amy, the youngest, played by 3 different actresses throughout the movie. The other 3 girls were only played by 2 actresses, and so when it would flash back and then flash forward again, and it was really hard to tell what time it actually is, especially sometimes where they didn't actually show you what year it was or how long ago in the past it was happening. And so it would just kind of go back and forth, and it would start with these little kids, and you hear the narration or the talking, and then it transitions and they're older and they're doing something, and I don't know exactly where it falls in the timeline. So for me, that was a little bit confusing, but I quickly caught up, and I was able to track along with what's going on. Now the acting it's okay. It's not bad by any means. Jo is the narrator and the star of the film and of the story. And she is the one who we are following, and it is her recollection of all of the events that are going on. And it's really, her life is the central part of this. Now in this movie, the actress who plays Jo is at 11 the entire time. And so it makes it really hard to warm up to her, because she is just extreme on every single thing. So every emotion she has, every reaction she has, everything that she does is just like, whoa, and it's kind of abrasive. And so it was really hard to like her and to warm up to her, even though her actress is doing an amazing job. The other actresses did really well also. Their performances were believable, and you could see how they take different roles within the family to make this one cohesive unit. And so you have Meg, the oldest, who she has her dreams and her desires, and they don't always align with what Jo thinks is right, or how Jo thinks that she should be living her life. And so there's some tension there, but Meg is more of the responsible one. Meg is more of the, you know what, this is what I want to do. I want to get married. I want to have a family. I want to be a mom. That's my goal. And Jo doesn't really agree with that. Then you have Beth, who's just kind of content to be. She just stays and she sits there. And Amy is the dreamer. Amy is the one who, I am going to be the artist. I am going to be famous. I am going to be just popular, and I'm going to be rich. And that way I can do whatever I want to do. Then you have Jo, who her goal is to do all the things. And she wants to be a writer, and she wants to be a world famous writer. And then she wants to travel, and she wants to do all these things. And it's kind of like Amy in certain aspects, except she wants to do it all on her own, and she wants to be this Lone Ranger type of thing. Even though the acting is decent, the whole thing had this melodramatic feel to it. And so at times I'm just kind of sitting there going, oh gosh, tone it down just a little bit. You're up here, and I need you to bring it down to about a 2. And so it bothered me a little bit as I'm watching it, but I kind of got over it. I mean, as I'm going through, I did warm up to the characters. Jo, it took me a really long time to warm up to her, almost toward the end, really. And even at that point, I'm just kind of like on the fence of, am I gonna like her, am I not? One of the things that I had kind of a big issue with is these girls are homeschooled, and so they're kept at home, and they're not really exposed to anybody. And that's not what I have the problem with. It's just that Meg, all of a sudden, with no backstory, with no real explanation, she's going to this huge New Year's Eve party with all of these people who go to public school. And then at another point, she's going to a prom. And there's no introduction of her friends or why she would be going to these things. And so from there, the continuity was just off a little bit. But again, I was just like, okay, whatever. I guess you put that there so this would happen, or this, we could be introduced to this character. We could see a little bit more, and so it moves the story along. I just think that as a story goes, it didn't really have all of the backing that it needs. The movie is 2 hours long, and about an hour and 20 minutes into it, I actually looked at my watch because I was like, gosh, it's gotta be almost over, right? It took forever to get going and to go. And at some points, the story was just really slow. And I found myself really feeling the time as I sat in my seat. And that's unfortunate because you don't want to feel the time. You want to be so engaged and so drawn in that you could spend 3 hours there and never even know that you were there for 5 minutes. Despite feeling the lag in the time, despite the over dramatic and the melodrama, and even Joe being over the top and at 11 the entire time, and pretty much abrasive, at the end, I full on welled up with tears. I was sucked in. It was kind of like bad TV or something that I just couldn't draw myself away from. And so I don't know. Maybe that says something about me. Maybe I'm kind of this sappy romantic. I don't really know. But even despite all of these negatives that I could rack up for the film, at the end, it touched me. And so, I kind of enjoyed it. I'm not sure I could totally recommend that you rush out and see it in the theater, but if you're renting it on Redbox or seeing it on Netflix or even on demand, I don't think you're going to be that disappointed. There's no sex, nudity, or violence. There is some mild profanity. Overall, though, it's just a good family film, even though it is a little bit slow. I give Little Women 3 out of 5 couches. I would love to know what your favorite movie adaptation of a book is. Please let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this review, give it a like. Also, don't forget to share and subscribe. I'm Chris. This is Movies and Munchies. Thanks for couching with me.